All right, folks. So it's Saturday morning. Obviously, the markets aren't open. It's it's in Canada. It's Remembrance Day weekend. I think in the States they call that Veterans Day. I think it falls on the same day for us. It's November 11th. And we're gonna be looking at an emerger today. We're actually gonna be looking at several emergers. Including, actually, we're just going to look at the one, but we're going to be acknowledging several, because these guys put in a lot of hard work, and it's paying off for them. So let's just go through the list real quick, and then we'll get started with the real analysis. So we've got Skywater. I think they're semiconductors. Cryoport. These guys deep freeze like lab and chemical materials in like bio samples or something. I don't know. Porch Group Software. Li-Cycle. Lithium battery recycling. Focus Universal. These guys are they have like a micro foundry, so they're producing like little chips for IoT stuff. So if you go on YouTube and you look up like makers and like bare metal hackers and stuff like that, you might come across some gadgets that they might be involved with. Now, who are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at Porch Group. And in the process of looking at Porch Group, you'll realize, I hope, why we're not going to look at the other four. Now, I'll just take this opportunity to ask that if you enjoy this content, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because I really need that stuff to motivate me to keep doing these videos. Okay, so let's jump into the juice. Now, when did these guys report? They reported the 7th, November the 7th. So that was Thursday, I believe, after the close. So there's the place where they pegged the reporting. You can see it's like immediately after the close, or in the home stretch it says 4:10, so I think the close for whatever, it could be 4:30. Anyways, it was up in like the home stretch here, the first hour of after the close market, and it's kind of stayed in that roughly 15, what looks like about 15% increment, because it was about 40 cents off 230, 30 cents off 230, whatever, call it 20%, 15, 20%, 25% for the entire nighttime period. And then at the market open, it just shot up basically to the 50% mark, and that's basically where it stayed, right, for the remainder of the Friday trading session. So the opportunity here would have been potentially to grab it in the overnight session or very early in the Friday session. Would have been very difficult to predict this profit. But as you can see, we can catch it very quickly. So let's just take a bit of a deeper dive into Porch Group. So software, nearly 1,000 employees. Who are these guys? Mr. Ehrlichman, Mr. Tabak, Mr. Neagle, and Mr. Castro. Okay. All right. Corporate governance. Yeah, very good. Okay, Porch Group, subsidiaries, vertical software, insurance platform. 2 segments, vertical software and insurance. Vertical software for inspection of mortgage, inspections, titles, so like real estate stuff, right? and then the other one is insurance, right? So these are complementary offerings, right? An insurance company could use their suite of services to enhance their understanding of their insurance portfolio, right? So it seems like that's what these guys do. Okay, founded in 2011. All right, so let's just go into their financials. Let's just look at this again. Now, what is this? This is their net income reported. As we saw, they were founded in 2011. Looks like they started reporting stuff as early as Q1 2020. I don't know when they went public. Let's see how far back their stuff goes here. Okay, so their stock price goes as far back as 2020 Q1 too. You can see it's kind of bottomed out and stabilized, and now it might be on the up and up. Okay, so this is a typical pattern, folks. It's pretty sharp because we're in a tight range here, but what you should be looking at is this sharp downward trajectory and then a sharp upward trajectory. That's how a lot of these emergers look when you graph out their net income leading up to their first profitability. And the reason is because they're investing more and more in ramping up without making a profit. So you will very often see a sharp increase in losses before that final escalation into profit. You know, that final violent skyrocketing into profit. You know, busting that glass ceiling. And it looks like a check mark, like a backwards check mark, like down, down and then up, right? So just remember that pattern. And if we look at a few more of these, that one doesn't really have a whole lot of reporting. You can see it here a little bit. Let's just zoom in. See, you can see sharp, like going down, 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 down. Let's zoom in a little bit to get some more appreciation for scale and trending. See, down, 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 and then sharp escalation, right? These are the ones that were producing those IoT Internet of Things, like little sensors that, like if you look up Arduino stuff or like ESP32 chipsets, that's the kind of stuff these guys will be doing. See, we got these guys too. Let's just reset the scale here. Again, same pattern, right? Sharp escalation in losses before that sharp break into profit, right? Again, sharp decrease in losses before that sharp escalation into profit. Anyway, so that's what this chart represents, folks. These are the reported net earnings, which in this case, all of them are net losses except for the last quarter. So let's jump back to their financials, and we'll see why I selected this stock as interesting out of all the others, and specifically not the others. So you can see here they still haven't captured that. That's the years. Those are the years. See, increasing revenue, so that's good. Yeah, see, you can see the steadily increasing revenue in general. Nah, that's not true because it's actually stagnated the last four quarters. Let's see if I still have these guys' stuff up. Who's this? Clear Secure. Okay, let's look up Porch Group. Who's this guy? Clear Secure. Okay, let's look up Porch Group. Okay, we got their 8K and we got their 10Q. Let's take a look at their 8K. See, revenue 110, so it's loosely steady. Okay, their revenue's steady. Their operating income, again, you see those sharp losses, right? And net income, again, those sharp losses. But let's go to their cash flow. So notice how for the entire year of 2023, they've already reported positive cash flow, and they're reporting positive free cash flow for the trailing 12 months of 2024 so far, right? So the quarterlies, they do have a couple of negative quarters, but by and large, they're positive, and their trailing 12 months is positive, okay? That's the differentiating factor, folks. Out of all these other companies, where's my thing? Out of all these other companies, none of them were reporting positive free cash flows, okay? That's the only reason why I picked this one out to make a video. And it's not even that great, folks. Like you want to see full positive quarters. But this one's just so interesting because of their product offering. If they get adopted by like some of the mainstream insurers, this guy's revenue could skyrocket. You know what I'm saying? And they've already demonstrated that they can bust into profitability. So I'm not putting any weight on this stock, folks. I'm not buying it, but I love watching these because they're so fascinating. And the more that you watch these examples, and that's why I'm showing them to you, so that you can see what they look like, you'll get an appreciation for their value. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm still going to do another video in a short while here to wrap up this week's S&P 500 earnings season summary. So watch out for that one if you like this stuff. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and don't forget to press those buttons.